Like I said, to discuss the subject of occupational safety in Nigeria, which seem to have gained daily audiences with both employees and employers. Workplace wellness isn't any longer a choice. This aspect is essential for ensuring maximum productivity and preserving lives and property. Yesterday, we woke up to the news that a Nollywood actor, Junior Pope, as he's often known, Odonwodu, as he's popularly called, died during a boat trip for a film production. Here it was confirmed that the remains of the crew members were recovered, while the bodies of 3 other crew members were yet to be recovered, as there were 5 in the boat which capsized after colliding with another boat around the River Niger area in Anambra State. This once again has brought us to this conversation of ensuring safety, occupational safety, workplace safety. And well, in the studio to discuss this very important matter is the Chief of Staff to the Country Regional Administrator, OSH Association UK, Nigerian region. That is Harrison Ehimikhuai. Ehimikhuai, sorry, Ehimikhuai Morsha. Thank you so much for being part of the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, so much has been going on, you know, when we talk about the subject matter of occupational safety. In fact, I don't know where Nigeria is rated globally because I don't think we put too much emphasis on safety. It's like, do what you can. We've seen people break limbs, we've seen people die even, and here we saw a boat capsize, no gadget, no protective personal protective equipment that could have saved lives. So where is Nigeria when we talk of occupational safety? Are we serious enough?
See, one thing we have to understand is Nigeria is still a developing country and we are still getting there. Safety has stages. We still believe that Nigeria is in the advocacy stage. There has to be a very high level of advocacy for the citizens to understand the importance of safety, not just in their occupation, but in their day-to-day activities in their life, before compliance can be implemented. And then you now rate the level of compliance if the citizens are actually complying to it or they are not. And then there will be policies put in place to checkmate that what is supposed to be done is done. So we'll always advocate from our association, which is the Occupational Safety and Health Association Nigerian region, to drive the message of safety down from the top to the bottom, from grassroots to top level management cadre, such that when you go to work, the employers have their duties, the employees have their duties. For a workplace to be safe means that that workplace will be productive. Exactly. So these are different things that we'll always advocate for workers, artisans, or employees generally in any sector, be it in the marine sector, be it in construction, or even a normal office space. Your safety is personal. If you don't take your safety to be personal, you will just die for free. You are moving that you require a PPE. You know, you are aware. This is not a matter of we are not taught. You know. Look at the incidents that happened yesterday. He said it by himself. These are the risks that we take to entertain you. We are crossing the River Niger without a lifeguard. It is not like he was not told. But if we go further to investigate, then so many persons.
Yes,
was a video. I heard it on his own personal page, and the caption reads clearly that these are what we go through to produce movies for our fans. Cause the fan base swag nations. So the movie director and other persons have their little role to play because they are supposed to provide PPEs for their actors, part of employer and employee responsibility to safety. But for an actor in his capacity, knowing that he needs PPE and then starting that journey, it's our normal Nigerian culture. God take control.
Exactly.
Take control. You've gone first day, gone second day, the boat driver will tell you, don't worry.
We've done this severally before.
That's how we'll be going. In 10 minutes now, we'll cross. And then we just pray that we are not victim of circumstances and they don't use us as example. But before that happens, try everything possible to ensure that your environment is safe, your workplace is safe. It must not be in an office, it must not be you are on top, working at height in the construction, manufacturing. Who would have thought that lack of safety adherence and lack of safety caution will lead to the death of an actor? You know, we often hear that in abroad, shooting movie, injuries, fatalities, but not as serious as just death. So on the other hand, if there were lifeguards available, people to resuscitate him, do CPR, first aid and all that, I'm sure it wouldn't have led to death. But nevertheless, what would we do?
This is where we found ourselves. And in fact, when we talk about both mishaps, we've been recording several this past couple of months. And I ask myself, what happens to the regulation that ensures that before every boat move? I know that some of these things are in hinterlands where, you know, we don't see government presence. However, what's going on and what's your organization, you know, doing to ensuring and providing government that maybe government does not have, I don't know, that detailed safety measures and protocols that must be in place to ensure no life is lost for something as simple as PPEs?
Yeah. So what I said earlier is still based on advocacy. We know for Nigerians, we like cutting corners. The policies are there, the constitution is there, the directives are there. Even in the local river, you heard to tell you that this boat is leaking. Please don't use it. Let's use this new one. Somebody will tell you, don't worry, I can cover it up. I will patch it up. And then the same route you are using to and fro. Nature has its own course. You might be plying that route, and then something happens, and then hits a rock, or
and that patch, the temporary,
hits something, and then what you think you have patched to becomes a leakage, and then a drown. So we don't pray for such things to happen, but when it happens, safety should be taken as top priority. When you plan for safety, when the extreme comes, PPE should be the last resort. At least something can save you before others will come and rescue. So these are part of the advocacy that we also plan and also give to Nigerians. And as part of that, the World Safety Day is on the 28th of April, a Sunday. But the association, the Occupational Safety and Health Association, is also planning a free event to sensitize Nigeria to
we'll get to that free event. We'll get to that free event where we'll be discussing what you're going to do differently to ensure impact in the society. But let's move on to just talk about the Nigerian laws and legislation. Where are we in terms of implementation, and what can the citizens do? Because it's one thing you said, you just mentioned something very vital, that Nigerians will like to cut corners. However, if I am going through a boat and I do not have my life jacket and all of that, can I refuse? And if I've been paid for that, say, let's still talking about Junior Pope right here. If he had been paid for that, and he says, because you do not provide me a life jacket, I am not going in, and he's later sued, what would the law say? Where is the law in all of this?
I think the right thing, which I am very sure it's in process or is on ground, is putting penalties to defaulters, and I'm 100% sure that that policy is already in the right place. The National Assembly, the Ministry of Labour, NSITF are all regulatory bodies that help to checkmate these policies that have been established. And then one thing is to do policy, there is need for constant review. Exactly. Some policies that will tell you this act is of 1985, 1999. Some of them are archaic. Some of them will need review for the new generation. Like
the Article 17.3 of the 1999 Constitution, which assures and protects the health and safety welfare of all employees. The National Industrial Court of Nigeria Act as well, the OSH policy. We have several. We have several.
And if you check the population of Nigeria as at that time,
it's not the same as 2024.
Now. The workforce, the
peculiarities, the peculiarities of even the workforce is different.
So that's why there's need for constant review over the time. It could be in a space of 6 years, it could be in a space of 10 years, or even 3 or 4 years. Same way we change our presidency and the democratic system of Nigeria. Fine, it's good to review under the Ministry of Labour and the NSITF in terms of compensation and all that when lack of safety and incidents, fatalities, and even death will occur in work site. Accident reporting and incident reporting is also important, because if not for social media, I'm sure Junior Pope is not the first person that have drowned in that river. But
we've been recording several. We'll be recording several. And based on who he is, he's an influencer of some sort. Exactly. So yes, this would go widely. So, but what are we doing? Have we gotten to a point where all employees, if you must employ, you should show some sort of occupational safety compliance? Is that where we have gotten to?
We are getting there. We are getting there. Staff welfare, occupational safety and health, training and retraining, yes, because our association have been getting a call, come and train some of our staff, do safety enlightenment. And then kudos to the Nigerian Navy and so many other corporate members who have deemed it fit to always see the need to do training and retraining of staff to make the workplace safe, because a safe workplace is a productive workplace.
Of course. And if you want to be productive as every employee, I hope every employer wants productivity.
Yeah, because if you don't take safety as top priority, when incidents happen, work will stop. Fines will be paid, compensations will be paid.
And that's where I'm taking this. What are the punitive measures for those who flout these occupational safety guidelines?
Different categories of penalties that can be meted on defaulters, ranging from minor injuries, major injuries, loss of properties, and even death. So it's not something that I can say like, okay, if somebody dies on site, this is the amount. But investigation will be done to see if the employer is at fault or the employee is at fault, if it's negligence of duty, because you have cases where PPEs are provided. You see workers keep it. You provide PPE shoes, provide hand glove. They'll tell you, this new one is good. Okay, let me keep it for next time. They'll wear the old shoe, wear the old glove, and start to work. That is the day machine will cut one of the finger, or you see knee, puncture.
Of course,
we gave you shoes.
Yes, you cannot.
I thought I would start by next week. From just a little injury, we turn to amputation of leg, and then that's the end of the person. So there are different factors to be considered when accidents and fatalities happen. If we are still citing the example for yesterday, boat was provided, fine. Was life jacket provided? No.
Or was it ignored?
Can you swim? Okay, I cannot swim. Okay, let's get 2 or 3 persons in the boat that can swim. Increase the number of boats. Instead of using one boat to convey 5 persons, use 4 boats. 1 boat to 1 diver, or two divers to 1 actor. And then, if case of emergency happens, then I can swim perfectly and cover some with the river. Then you can rescue 1 or 2 persons instead of recording this large number of deaths. And then we are hearing we are yet to recover some. You know, if they recover, would they be alive? No. Is it a lesson for others to learn? Yes. So safety is known to Nigerians. Safety is practiced by Nigeria, but that culture has not been embedded in us. So that's the culture that we preach and advocate for Nigerians to.
Has advocacy ever worked, really? Has advocacy, you know, when you just sit back, I remember when the minister of the FCT announced that there are cameras now in our traffic lights,
exactly.
And that there's this Chinese company that they came in collaboration with to ensure that
install
cameras if you default,
you beat the
yes,
lights,
it will record
for you
for when you want to come out. Exactly. So I remember when that happened, it was like a
consciousness on an alert on every driver. You get even if passenger drive past.
You're like, please,
no, please look at the light. It's waiting.
Right.
But over time, like I said, we'd like to cut corners. You get some. It's not working.
I'm driving at the fact. Yes, I'm driving at the fact that, do you think if the minister of FCT had only just been advocating, oh please, follow the traffic regulations, you know, if it was just advocacy, do you think it would have worked? And moving forward, what would be your advice to government? Because we do have the laws that ensures occupational safety for employees. We have the laws that ensure that employers, you know, are up to date and compliant. What would you want the government to do to be more stiff in ensuring that these laws are implemented in their various organizations?
Okay, fine. Policies that have been put in place to guide the day-to-day activities of workers, employers, employees needs a body or a regulation to ensure that these rules are actually kept. You don't just tell a normal worker, do not turn on this machine except you have been taught, and then the employee turns it on. Then there should be a penalty for such. So penalties that have been put in place to ensure that any employer or employee that defaults the OSH policy will face this penalty. It could be closure of the workplace, it could be a fine, which if you are aware that going against this policy, going against this set rules and regulation will amount to this penalty, will be a check and balance for your operations and activities. Now, going over to the minister, he said advocacy to an extent, if it's going to work. Yes, it will work, because you can't punish for what I would say sustainable amenities have not been put in place. Now, the cameras are there. Some persons will tell you they don't even understand the green light, the red light, the stop light, but advocacy and training and retraining will put that consciousness into place for citizens to understand these are what you should do to protect yourself, to protect your neighbor, and protect the environment. So if these three things are actually kept, means we'll have a safe environment, which I think is the difference between our developing country and the developed world. The strategies, the policies, the system is working, and you just come into the system, adapt to the system, and follow the set procedures that have been put in place in that particular environment that you find yourself. But in a place where you can actually cut corners and go away with different things, it means you do it this time, you do it the next time, and then some other persons emulate. Before you know, the whole community is actually doing what is wrong. Crossing under the bridge is wrong. There is a flyover but you prefer, okay, you just want to cross. You cross today, you cross next year, the third year,
something happened, right?
Runs away. You can't hold the driver accountable for that, because
there's a pedestrian breach.
I'm in a hurry. I don't want to climb the staircase, or I'm tired. Different excuses that should not happen, and then it leads to fatality, accidents, and at worst cases, death. So what is why advocacy is something that we still need to also work on, to ensure that safety goes into the bone marrow of Nigerians. They will understand the importance of the safety that they should do, the safety of their neighbor and the environment. They will be praying and hoping that Nigeria will be a safer environment to live in.
Exactly. Now let's go to this event that is coming up. I know that the 28th of April, yearly.
28th of April, yes.
Yes, yearly is the world,
an annual
event by the UN that the UN has recognized as a day to look into occupational safety. So what is your organization doing to ensure that Nigerians are once again reminded of the need to be safe?
All right, thank you very much for that. The World Safety Day is an annual event as approved and organized by the United Nations and also the International Labour Organization. Over in Nigeria, we will also celebrate it as part of our effort and the corporate social responsibility to enlighten and sensitize Nigerians on workplace health and safety. There are different factors and considerations to working safe, or considering your environment as being safe. Your sitting position, which we describe as the ergonomic safety, is important. Over the time people come to work, they sit, wake up, go back 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, retire after 35 years, and then suffer stroke, suffer arthritis, suffer rheumatism. These are because the basic ergonomic safety was not adhered to. Because when you sit, you wake up, you stretch, you don't do exercise, you sit down in one place 8 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, you start stretching. It is bad. Your posture might be good, but you are not doing good to your body.
Exactly.
So this is just one part of office safety. And then use of PPEs where necessary, adhering to other OSH policies that will ensure that you come to work today, you come to work tomorrow, 1 week, months, years, and then you retire safely, is what we dream of, is what we advocate for, is what we want for Nigerians. It is one thing to be safe. It is one thing to also let the environment be safe. Construction, manufacturing, marine, they also emit different gases, which technology over the time has been able to give solutions to how to reduce this flammable or this poisonous gases that are not too good to the environment. In fact, they are not good at all. So we are seeing the heat wave and the increase in the global warming, the greenhouse effect. These are accumulated issues that are emanating from the not adhering to safety guidelines for the environment. Please, in the HSSC, we have the health, security, environment, and safety covers all of them. So if you don't treat your environment well, whether in deforestation or not planting trees, afforestation, or not even adhering to keeping the environment safe, nature has its own way of paying itself back to the Nigerians or to the world at large. So whether it's in the marine, in land, or in the air, we have to keep our environment very, very clean. We need to keep it well if we want the future to be okay for the next generation.
Exactly.
Reduce gases, reduce smoke, reduce flare, and then we'll come back to the health aspect. So many persons will be on set, be on stage, you see slump.
Exactly. Electrocution.
It's not like they don't eat, it's not like they are hungry, no. But over the time, you advocate, go for checkup, do exercises, ensure you drink enough water. These are little tips that you don't drink too much in excess, because you can't tell everybody not to drink or smoke. But even the manufacturers will write it. You are liable to die young.
Exactly.
Our Nigerians will tell you, my grandfather smoked for 92 years.
Did not die, so I'm not going to be affected by that.
Start the next 3 years.
You have liver and lung issues.
Have a kidney issue. So would that make others to stop? No. But would that make them to understand that it's not good? Yes. So the advocacy, which I would say Nigeria is still on, is something that we need to put more pressure on. We need to teach and teach, talk and talk, do programs, do seminars, do enlightenment programs to let them know that safety is not just you pray, God guide and protect me, and cover yourself with the blood of, you have to follow the procedure that have been set in place. You can't go to a construction site and tell them that you want to use the safety policy that you have in your office and also use that same policy in a marine environment. So there are policies in every work environment tailored to their operations, tailored to their day-to-day activities. You must obey them. You go over to another work environment, you ask for the safety policy, or you go for safety briefing, and then you also have a safe work and you can return home safely.
Exactly. But what is to be expected on this celebration, this UN celebration?
There will be keynote speeches, goodwill messages. There will be lecture presentation on health, safety, security, and environment also. And then, of course, induction of new members, because the association is into training, professional health and safety training. We have single courses and programs also, and also membership, which is another arm of the association. So professionals who are into health, safety, security, and environment can actually become members of the association. So induction is actually open, and then I'm sure the information is always on our website for them to key into the program. So we celebrate in collaboration with other agencies in Nigeria, and then hopefully we'll be able to drive in safety down to grassroots and to every workplace in Nigeria.
Okay. Now my next question would be, who should attend? Is it open to everyone, or just people in certain sectors, maybe construction, electrical, and who can attend this event? How much is it to attend?
Safety is for everybody.
Right.
From a toddler that is creeping should understand that this something can spark, to the woman in the kitchen, the secondary school, university, workers, artisans, laborers. It's open to everybody. And then you get ourselves together, lecture, and then share more insight on best safety practices that are accepted globally, and then domicile in Nigeria for you to live and work safely. And then the venue of the program is the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, the Conference Hall of the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, on the 30th of April 2024. 28th is the actual day, but it's a Sunday. But the celebration for Nigeria under our association, Occupational Safety and Health Association, is on the 30th of April. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, is there something, before I let you go, you would like Nigerians to know about your organization and about safety? Is there a tip, one more last tip you would like to also share?
Okay, the Occupational Safety and Health Association is an international organization that is registered in England and Wales, and its main focus is on occupational safety, that is health, safety, security, and environment. So we have a training institute that trains on health, safety, security, and environment, ranging from different programs of officers course, supervisor course, manager, down to the professional level. And then there's a train the trainer program that you can actually feature in to become a trainer of the association. And then the membership is where we have different categories of membership, ranging from student membership, we have graduate, associate, full membership, and then the fellow membership. So these are different categories that you can come in after training, because the basic requirement for becoming a member is having a certificate that you have been trained in health, safety, security, and environment. So in all of this, advocacy is key. Driving safety down to the grassroots is very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Harris. It's always wonderful to hear about what you people do in ensuring safety, occupational safety and health.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate what has happened to Junior Pope. He's quite popular, and I know he has a fan base that would really be affected by all of this.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Harrison
Ehimikhuai.
Ehimikhuai.
Yeah,
the names are very, very interesting.
Exactly.
Harrison Ehimikhuai Mosha, Chief of Staff to the Country Regional Administrator, Osh Association, Nigeria Region. It was wonderful having you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll be bringing you subsequently for other enlightenment around safety.
Pleasure.
Yes.
It'll be a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yes. I will go join the Investment Plus segment that's standing by.